Imagine a battlefield where the first shot is not a deafening explosion, but a silent line of code. In this new era, the opening move of a conflict might be a keystroke, a hidden command sent across the world in milliseconds. The enemy is often invisible, their weapons intangible, and their attacks can be launched from anywhere on the globe. The rules of engagement have changed, and the consequences can be just as devastating as any traditional war. No tanks rumble across borders. The familiar sights and sounds of war, columns of armored vehicles, the thunder of artillery, are replaced by an eerie stillness. The front lines are no longer marked by barbed wire and sandbags, but by firewalls and encrypted networks. No bombs rain from the sky. Instead, the threat comes from above in the form of satellites and drones, or from unseen actors manipulating digital systems from thousands of miles away. The city skyline remains untouched, but beneath the surface, chaos can unfold in an instant. Instead, a nation's power grid goes dark. Entire cities are plunged into darkness not by air raids but by coordinated cyber attacks that cripple the infrastructure we depend on. Hospitals, emergency services, and even water supplies can be disrupted with a few lines of malicious code. Financial markets spiral into chaos. Stock prices plummet, banks freeze, and the global economy teeters on the edge, all triggered by digital sabotage. The ripple effects can be felt in every corner of the world, affecting millions of lives in ways that are hard to predict or control. Communication networks collapse, plunging cities into silence. In an instant, the world can go quiet. No phone calls, no internet, no way to reach loved ones or coordinate a response. The isolation is profound and the sense of vulnerability is overwhelming. This is not science fiction. This is the new face of conflict in the age of artificial intelligence. Newsrooms scramble to keep up with rapidly evolving threats, while military strategists pore over digital maps, searching for patterns in the chaos. Artificial intelligence is now a key player capable of launching attacks, defending systems, and even making decisions faster than any human could. Gone are the days of traditional warfare, where armies clashed on clearly defined battlefields. The images of soldiers in trenches, tanks rolling through mud, and parades of military might are now relics of a bygone era. Today's conflicts are fought in the shadows, often without a single shot being fired. Today, wars are waged on multiple fronts, blurring the lines between peace and conflict. The battlefield is everywhere, at home, at work, in government offices, and even in the palm of your hand. Cyber attacks can be launched during peacetime, targeting critical infrastructure, stealing secrets, or sowing confusion and distrust among populations. The battleground has expanded to include cyberspace, where data is the new ammunition and algorithms are the new weapons. Cybersecurity experts work around the clock, defending against threats that evolve by the minute. The stakes are high, and the margin for error is razor thin. The digital age has ushered in an era of unprecedented interconnectedness, but also unprecedented vulnerability. Every device, every network, every connection is a potential target. The more connected we become, the more exposed we are to those who would do us harm. Critical infrastructure from transportation systems to healthcare networks relies heavily on digital systems. Air traffic control, power plants, hospitals, and public transportation are all managed by complex networks that can be disrupted or destroyed by cyber attacks. The consequences of a successful attack can be catastrophic, affecting not just governments and corporations, but ordinary people going about their daily lives. This interconnectedness creates new avenues for attack, allowing adversaries to strike at the heart of a nation without firing a single shot. In this new reality, the most powerful weapon may not be a missile or a tank, but a well-crafted piece of code. The future of conflict is here, and it is being written in the language of machines. Artificial intelligence is not just changing the nature of warfare, it is revolutionizing it. AI's ability to analyze vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and make decisions at lightning speed is transforming military strategy and tactics. In the past, commanders relied on human analysts to sift through intelligence reports, satellite imagery, and signal intercepts to identify threats and predict enemy movements. This process was time-consuming and prone to error. Today, AI algorithms can perform these tasks with far greater speed and accuracy. AI-powered systems can monitor enemy communications, track troop movements, and even predict attacks before they occur. This gives militaries a significant advantage in the fog of war, allowing them to anticipate threats, allocate resources more effectively, and respond to attacks with greater speed and precision. Modern warfare extends far beyond the traditional battlefields of land, sea, and air. The digital age has given rise to two new domains, cyberspace and space. These domains are not bound by geography or physical limitations, making them both strategically vital and highly contested. Cyberspace has become a critical battleground where nations and non-state actors alike engage in espionage, sabotage, and information warfare. Space, too, has become increasingly militarized, with satellites playing a vital role in communication, navigation, and intelligence gathering. The interconnectedness of these five domains, land, sea, air, cyberspace, and space, means that victory in one domain can have cascading effects on others. For example, a successful cyber attack on a country's satellite network could cripple its ability to communicate, navigate, and conduct military operations across all domains. In the digital age, artificial intelligence is no longer just a tool for convenience or productivity. It's become a powerful force in the ongoing invisible war being waged in cyberspace. As nations and organizations race to outpace one another, AI is now at the heart of both offensive and defensive cyber strategies, fundamentally transforming the way conflicts are fought and won in the virtual world. AI-powered systems are being deployed for a wide range of cyber operations. On the offensive front, these systems can identify and exploit vulnerabilities in enemy networks with unprecedented speed and precision. They can scan vast amounts of data, searching for weak points that would take human analysts days or even weeks to uncover. At the same time, AI is also being used to defend critical infrastructure, government databases, and private sector assets from increasingly sophisticated cyber attacks. Offensively, AI can be harnessed to create autonomous malware, malicious software that is capable of learning, adapting, and evolving on its own. Unlike traditional malware, which follows a set of pre-programmed instructions, AI-driven malware can analyze its environment, change its tactics, and even find new ways to bypass security measures. This makes it far more difficult for defenders to predict or contain these threats. These advanced AI-powered tools can infiltrate enemy networks, steal sensitive data, and disrupt critical infrastructure such as power grids, water supplies, or transportation systems. The consequences of such attacks can be devastating, potentially causing widespread chaos without a single shot being fired. In some cases, AI-driven cyber weapons can even remain dormant for months or years, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. On the defensive side, AI is revolutionizing cybersecurity by enabling organizations to detect and respond to threats in real time. Modern AI systems can sift through massive volumes of network traffic, searching for patterns and anomalies that might indicate a cyber attack is underway. By automating this process, AI allows security teams to focus on the most urgent threats, rather than being overwhelmed by false alarms or routine alerts. AI algorithms excel at analyzing complex datasets, identifying subtle signs of intrusion, and automatically taking steps to mitigate threats. For example, if an AI system detects unusual activity on a network, such as a sudden spike in data transfers or unauthorized access attempts, it can immediately isolate affected systems, block suspicious traffic, and alert human operators to investigate further. This level of automation is essential in a world where cyber attacks can unfold in seconds. The ability to respond at machine speed is crucial in the modern cyber domain, where attackers can launch and execute complex operations in the blink of an eye. As AI continues to evolve, the line between offense and defense in cyberspace will only become more blurred, making it ever more important for organizations and nations to stay ahead in this high-stakes technological arms race. The use of AI in warfare introduces new challenges and complexities. As militaries around the world increasingly rely on artificial intelligence to make split-second decisions, the stakes have never been higher. AI systems are now being integrated into everything from surveillance and reconnaissance to targeting and threat assessment, fundamentally changing the nature of conflict. But with this technological leap comes a host of new vulnerabilities that were previously unimaginable. One of the most pressing concerns is the potential for AI systems to be deceived or manipulated. Unlike human operators who can sometimes rely on intuition or experience to spot a ruse, AI algorithms are only as good as the data they receive and the programming that guides them. This makes them uniquely susceptible to sophisticated forms of deception, such as data poisoning or adversarial attacks, where malicious actors intentionally feed misleading information into the system. Just as humans can be fooled by camouflage or decoys, AI algorithms can be tricked by adversarial data. For example, a cleverly designed digital image or a subtle alteration in sensor input can cause an AI to misclassify objects, misinterpret threats, or even ignore genuine dangers. These tactics can be used to mask the movement of troops, disguise the presence of weapons, or create phantom targets that do not exist. For example, an adversary could manipulate data feeds to create false positives, leading an AI system to misidentify a civilian aircraft as an enemy fighter jet. The consequences of such a mistake could be catastrophic, especially in high-tension environments where decisions must be made in seconds. A single error could result in the loss of innocent lives, spark international incidents, or escalate a conflict beyond control. This could have disastrous consequences, potentially triggering an unintended escalation of hostilities. The fog of war, already thick with uncertainty, becomes even more impenetrable when machines are making decisions based on incomplete or manipulated information. The risk of accidental engagements, friendly fire, or attacks on civilian infrastructure increases dramatically. As AI systems become more autonomous, the challenge of ensuring accountability and oversight grows. Human operators may struggle to understand or predict the reasoning behind an AI's actions, especially when those actions are based on complex algorithms or vast datasets. This lack of transparency can make it difficult to identify errors or intervene before a mistake becomes irreversible. Another challenge is the difficulty of attributing cyber attacks. In the digital domain, attackers can mask their identities, reroute their operations through multiple countries, and use sophisticated tools to cover their tracks. This makes it nearly impossible to determine with certainty who is responsible for a given attack, complicating any response or retaliation. In traditional warfare, it is usually clear who fired the missile or dropped the bomb. The chain of command and the origin of the attack can often be traced, allowing for accountability and, if necessary, diplomatic resolution. In cyberspace, however, the lines of attribution are often blurred. Attackers can operate from anywhere in the world, using compromised systems and anonymous networks to hide their true location and identity. An attack routed through a complex network of servers in multiple countries can make it extremely difficult to pinpoint the perpetrator with certainty. This ambiguity not only complicates efforts to defend against future attacks, but also raises the risk of misdirected retaliation, further destabilizing an already volatile situation. As AI continues to shape the future of warfare, understanding and addressing these challenges will be critical to maintaining global security and preventing unintended consequences.